This is ILTV on the hour, bringing you the biggest stories from Israel and the Middle East in just 5 minutes. I'm David, and today is day 684 of the war in Gaza. Let's get into all the top headlines at this hour. Israel is reportedly reviewing the latest proposal for a hostage release and ceasefire deal that emerged from the Cairo talks. This despite Prime Minister Netanyahu publicly downplaying Hamas's acceptance of the latest agreement offered by Egyptian and Qatari mediators. Sources say Netanyahu will convene the Security Cabinet soon to formulate an official response. Now, since the news broke of Hamas negotiators accepting the latest offers, Netanyahu's only public reaction has been to say that Hamas is under immense pressure in the face of the IDF's plan to take over all of Gaza. The Prime Minister reiterated the cabinet's conditions for ending the war: the disarmament of Hamas, the return of all living and dead hostages, the dismantling of the Hamas governing apparatus, the establishment of Israeli security control in the Gaza Strip, and an alternative civil administration that is neither Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority. The Hamas announcement that it accepts the mediators' proposal for a 60-day truce and the return of 10 living hostages came only days after Netanyahu said that going forward, he will not accept any agreement that does not involve the return of all 50 hostages. Now, the White House continues to discuss the ceasefire proposal. For a statement by Press Secretary Karen Leavitt said it was no coincidence that Hamas bowed to the proposal after President Trump posted a strong statement saying that Hamas needed to be defeated.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Hamas accepted this proposal after the President of the United States posted a very strong statement about this conflict on Truth Social yesterday. I would refer you back to that statement. As for this proposal that Hamas has now accepted, the United States continues to discuss it, and I'll let the President weigh in on it definitively. You're welcome.
Mediators in Qatar say the latest Gaza proposal agreed to by Hamas is almost identical to an earlier plan put forward by the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. The proposal includes the release of 200 Palestinian security prisoners jailed in Israel, along with an unspecified number of jailed women and minors, in return for 10 living and 18 deceased hostages. The mediators also insisted that the 60-day truce includes a pathway to a comprehensive agreement to end the war. Meanwhile, in the coming days, the IDF will mobilize between 60 and 80,000 reservists ahead of the Gaza City operation. Defense Minister Israel Katz has approved the detailed operational plan presented by Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir. The plan includes the immediate mobilization of 60,000 reservists now, in addition to the 20,000 that have already been called up. Reservists will be given about 2 weeks to train for the new operation. Under the reported plan, regular forces will surround Gaza City along several dividing axes, following the evacuation of about 1 million civilians to the southern part of Gaza. The objective remains the full evacuation of northern Gaza as the military prepares for that major offensive. Troops in Gaza, meanwhile, continue to carry out daily operations against Hamas. The IDF and Shin Bet have announced the killing of the terrorists responsible for kidnapping Yarden Bibas from Kibbutz Nir Oz on October 7th. The IDF says Jihad Najir was targeted in an airstrike on August 10th, and his death has not been confirmed. Yarden Bibas responded to the announcement, saying that for him, the news provided partial closure, and he was grateful Najir will no longer be able to harm anyone. Back in April, the IDF killed Mohammed Awad, who kidnapped other members of his family. Yarden was freed in a prisoner exchange with Hamas on February 1st. His wife Shiri and his young sons Ariel and Kafia were all murdered by terrorists, with coffins containing the remains returned to Israel later that February. Well, that's it for this edition of ILTV on the Hour. We'll continue giving you the most important updates coming from Israel and the Middle East. But for now, you can keep up with us on our ILTV app. Just scan that QR code on your screen to keep up with all the important news coming out of the region. I'm David. This is ILTV News. Thank you for watching.